Joining me right now from Southern Florida is featherweight submissions master Herbert Burns. What's going on, Herbert?
What's going on? I'm good. I'm good. How about you?
Good, man. You've been living in Southern Florida for many years now, but you lived in Singapore for many years. When you compare the training, how different is it?
It's very, very, very different. When I was living in Singapore, with the training, it was like okay, good structure, but it was like striking pure Muay Thai. We had like a good wrestling coach at the time, Heath Sings, and we luckily because we did the gym did bring a lot of guests like Ben Askren, Joe Warren, Shniao. So we had like good profile, but it was like pure Muay Thai, not MMA Muay Thai, not MMA striking. And good jiu-jitsu, have like a selection of good jiu-jitsu was me, Ataídes, Zoro Babel, Moreira, Marcos Ratinho, had Marcos Trigo at the time, Ed Ang. So we had good training partners, but when I moved here to the US, Brazilians at the time, and the training is more professional. It's not that it wasn't professional in Asia, but in here, it's more professional. We have like a good training in the morning, very nice structure, and then strength and conditioning later on. And then the night time, we do a technical training or private for coach, depends what you need. I used to say, like, you need to train your best attributes. Like, I follow soccer a lot, like football. So, if you're a striker, you need to train like a striker. Not everyone's a goalie. Not everyone needs to train like a goalkeeper. So I'm a striker. I need to train like a striker. I can't train like everyone else. I was constantly getting injured in Asia, but when I moved to the US, we corrected that, and I'm pretty happy where I am now. Now training for Hard Knocks, just fighting a combat club on the MMA, doing the jiu-jitsu, burn jiu-jitsu, and doing the conditioning at IHP with JC Santana, the Institute of Human Performance. So the training is everything right. We have like nutritionists. I have my own nutritionist. I have my own physiotherapist, Marcelo Ferro, who's my nutritionist. I have Tom Freitas as my physiotherapist. And then I have a good team around, so it's perfect.
Yeah, it is incredible. You're basically, like a soccer, elite soccer athlete. You have everything around you. It's perfect situation.
Definitely, definitely. The team is great here. Like we have like Martin tomorrow. I think we interview Martin during the week.
Mhm.
Like so tomorrow, like tomorrow morning for me, but nighttime for him, I believe, because it should be like Friday morning there.
Yeah.
So like he's fighting tonight. He did the whole camp with us, and he knows the difference because when he was training in Australia, I'm sure he like man, come it's a different level. It's a different level.
Yeah, he definitely told me that many times. Now, it is no secret, you and your brother, Gilbert, are at the highest level in the grappling department. Did jujitsu come naturally to both of you guys, or did you struggle in the beginning with it?
I did not struggle.
Mm,
I did not struggle. Like I remember after the first month we did a tournament, and the tournament was mixed belts. We were white belts. And on my first fight, I fought a yellow belt and finishing in amber. And then I fought another yellow belt and I finished in a choke. And then I lost on the finals to an orange belt. But then, like 5 months after, I was a yellow belt and Brazilian national champion. So people say I'm a natural. I will get the technique quick. If I see the technique once, I'm already getting. I already know the technique. I already know how to do it. Just repeat a few times. Sometimes I put the technique in my game, but I already know the technique. And then we are talking, we are training as, hey, you could have done that technique. What technique? And I'm natural. I have a great memory for the technique. And I did not struggle at all, not in jiu-jitsu.
I know your father started you out with karate. Do you still use any of that stuff that you learned when you were a young kid?
I use a lot of front kicks. I use those karate kicks. I use the sneaky kicks. The trainers complain of those kicks. Man, you kick with your toes sometimes. Like, yeah, sometimes I do. So the front kicks, and so I got a tip from the Muay Thai, and then I mix with the back front tip, and then sometimes I do like a my it's a it's a lateral karate kick. So the training partner's like, dang, they can't see those kicks coming. So it's a good sign.
Yeah, definitely. Now, let's move on with your career. You know, you spent most of your career with one championship. You had a lot of success with them, but also some misunderstandings. You know, why did you decide to leave that promotion? You know, there's a lot of stories, about what happened.
There's a lot of stories, definitely. I won't entertain most of the stories. It is in the past, but we we signed 3 contracts. On the first contract, I never fought, and then I made my debut. When I came back, we made a new contract, and then it was a great run. And then on the first fight of my second contract, on on uh, on the last fight of my last contract, I beat Timothy, and then I was like, and at the time, the division is a right now, but the featherweight division was kind of shallow. Didn't have a lot of guys, and like in the whole roster, I had 5 wins. Nobody in the roster had 5 wins on my division, not on the featherweights. In the whole event, I'm like, and I after I beat Bernard, I said, if you beat him, title shot. I'm like, great. Beat him first round submission, no title shot. Then okay, just fight one more guy. Fight Timothy. If you beat him, title shot definitely. Then I do that. I'm like, all right, title shot, first round finish. Then I'm like, these guys are not doing much. So I start social media's respect, not bad. And Gafurov is a nice person, very tough guy. But I want to fight him as a champion. I just want to prove there was so I challenged him on social media after he beat Jabanda. He accepted the challenge. Let's do it. Both of us reach out to one championship. They said, yeah, we're going to do it. After that, 2 years don't fight. And then when I came back to the promotion, they had the new weight cut system. It was good for me. So I faced Habulaev, but 2 years without getting paid. I was just fighting at that time. It was a rough 2 years. So I need the fight. I fought without being at my best shape, and he lost in the decision. He's a great fighter, no excuse. He proved that he's a great fighter. He's doing very well now in PFL. And then I did one more fight against was the M1 champ, Idrisov.
Mhm.
And then could be the fight was questionable. I thought I had it. It was like the fight is seen as a whole, right? We both made damages during the fight, but the third round I took him down, almost finishing a footlock that he escaped by hold, and then finished the fight. I was on his back with a rear naked choke lock. I'm like, oh, that's it. I won. But the judges didn't see that way. I wasn't expecting they see in a different way anyway. But it is what it is. I then when I came back to Florida, we figured something out. Was supposed to fight the Titan FC champion Jason Suarez in another promotion, and the fight got canceled. And then it's a little kind of 6 months until we find a new home, and we finally found a new home in Titan FC, and then things start to run smooth again. And now I have the opportunity to fight the Contender series. Sometimes, like I'm a Catholic, and God knows what He does. Sometimes He puts an obstacle because that's not what He wants for you, and He does that. You need to prove yourself all the time. I'm doing that. And the career path could be nicer, be better, but like comparison is the thief of joy. So everyone has their own path. My brother has a great path. I have my own path. I'm not going to compare anyone. it is what it is. You just need to accept what comes and deal with it in the best way possible. Things work out best to who managed to find out how things work out. So that's what I did, and I'm waiting to go there next Tuesday, put a statement win, get the UFC contract, and get in the UFC featherweight division. Like looking for fighting the ranking guys. I don't want to. I want to put a statement. I see the guys like Greg Hart and Sean O'Malley after they did the contender series. They directly went to the co-main events, and I look at that is that the path I want to follow. I want to put impressive win, hopefully something viral, and then go to the featherweights like already like on the main cards, fighting the main cards. Hopefully the number UFC, the pay-per-view ones, and then we build our path now until we get to the top of the division.
All right, well, before you get into all of that, you got to go to Vegas. You got to take on Darrick Minner, Contender Series. What are your thoughts on him and his style of fighting?
He's a tough guy, very experienced, over 30 fights before LFA. Most of his career, he fought in smaller shows, and he fought like lightweights, featherweights, and bantamweights. So most of his wins are by submission. I believe he has like 19 submission. Most of those submission by guillotine choke, and but he also got submitted 6 times. I believe that everything I faced guys similar to him. I remember I fought Harris Sarmiento. It was my third MMA fight. I had 2 fights at the time, and Harris had over 60 fights. He was a Strike Force veteran, fought like many tough guys before me. For Max Holloway, he fought Sato. He fought a bunch of guys, Melendez, and I managed to secure a clear one unanimous decision against him. I actually finished him in a guillotine, and the ref didn't see it, so I let go. I was too inexperienced at that time. But the fight went on, and I managed to secure a good unanimous decision. And Nina is experienced, but everything he brings to the table, I think I faced before. I have great jiu-jitsu. Like my brother is a great jiu-jitsu fighter. He train. I have a few of the black belts here that come and train for me. So I think Darrick will try to keep the fight on the feet. If it was him, that was be my goal, to keep the fight on the feet and try to knock me out. But I don't think he will have a good night. I think my jiu-jitsu is another level. I think I'm better than him in striking. I'm more technical. I have more reach. I'm stronger. So I will be able to go there and impose my game and get a finish.
Now, you have a great team around you. You mentioned earlier, what group you have supporting you. But who have you been working with closely for this camp, for this opportunity?
I've been working with my roommate now. He just got the Titan FC Bantamweight title on Rivera. So we've been working a lot. He's like similar height as Minner. So we've been working a lot. Also, I work a lot for Sean Soriano. He just won his last fight on CBS, a great, beautiful KO. Work with Robin Van Roosmalen, former Florida champion, and he's back to MMA. Adam Borix just got back from his vacation after a great Bellator finish. And Nicky Lance, Michael Johnson got back, Gilbert Martin Young, and George Frangi. Man, there's so Desmond Green. Like the gym, it's full of guys. Saul Rogers, I've been working a lot with Saul Rogers. He's going to fight on the Bellator featherweight tournament. So he's a great addition. He came from England kind of early from his camp, and we've been working a lot. So Saul, Robin, and Sean, I would say, is the guys that I've been with the most. And Irving, sometimes he holds pads for me. So those are those guys I've been with for. And Gilbert on the jiu-jitsu.
Desmond Green, he's at the gym training with you guys? Okay. There's a lot of featherweights in the UFC, and I see that you have a path in your mind. Like you want to follow this path. You want to get to the UFC. You want to get to the main events. You want to get to the title. But there's a lot of guys in that division that people want you to fight. Like there's fans. And there's one guy I see, Kron Gracie. How about a
It
fight
will
with
be a
him?
good one. It will be a good fight. I'll fight anyone in the division. And Kron Gracie, he fought Gilbert. He beat Gilbert once in Italy, and then Gilbert beat him. Gilbert was world champion league over Kron Gracie. So that will definitely be a good fight. I think he's a little like not well rounded yet. He still work. He still have to work a lot on his striking and his wrestling, but he has a good jiu-jitsu. But I'm not worried about jiu-jitsu. I know I also have a good jiu-jitsu. So I think if the matchmakers make the fights, I would fight anyone. But I think he should like take his time, improve his skills, and then build his record and improve his skills. I think I'm a little more mature on the MMA career than him. I faced like more opponents that tested all my skills than he. He had been great fights in his bedroom, but he's not been very long the fights. He's just like being take the guys down and choke the guys out.
All right, man. Well, I'm excited for you to make your debut on the Contender Series August 6th. Thank you so much, Herbert, for your time, and good luck on everything that you're doing now and in your future.
Thank you, John. Thank you for having me. Anytime you want, now you know how to reach out to me. But it was a pleasure talking to you. Hope the fans watch out. Like I said, Tuesday, you guys will be if you guys in Asia here, it will be Wednesday morning, I believe. So make
Yes.
sure to watch out for me. ESPN. You guys can follow my social media, HerbertBurns.com, Instagram, Herbert Burns, on Instagram, Herbert Burns MMA on Twitter, and Herbert the Blaze Burns on Facebook. Just follow there. Give me your like, your comments, and we keep in touch.